What's going on? How are y'all doing today? Today's feedback day. What's poppin'? How are y'all today? I hope you're having a great day today. What's up, Hara, Psycat, Wait, I've been saying your name wrong this whole time. It's, Tonixity? I've been saying Toxinity, I'm so sorry. Horizons, Yatoski, I hope. How are y'all doing today? Hope y'all all having a great day. I'm popping in to say hello, about to work, peace. Alright, dude, I hope you have a great day at work today, Mr. Milkman. Yo, Beth, what's poppin'? Box, what's poppin'? Gears, Miggle, what's poppin'? Cruel, how you doing? Okay. Fellas, I think it is time for the feedbacks. The moment you've all been waiting for. All right, so gotta go. Start it off with the disclaimer. Submissions are currently closed, but if you want to submit, join the Discord and join submit to hashtag feedback stream at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, funny thing about that, next Wednesday is gonna be the 28th. So I'm gonna be going on vacation to the Netherlands in like a week. So there actually won't be a feedback stream next week. Or the week after that, or the week after that. Maybe not even the week after. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. But anyway, I'll make an announcement going over all this. So if you want to like know the details, it'll be coming up soon. So yeah, there won't be a feedback stream next week. So don't submit to hashtag feedback stream. Anyway, we'll be going over all these sentence tracks first, then all the courts, and then everyone else who submitted to the stream. If there's a queue of donation skips, we'll alternate between dono skips and normal submissions. We'll try to fill up about 2 hours of content. This is for constructive criticism purposes only, so we'll try to help you out. And these streams are every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, except not this time. So anyway, yeah, I'm going back to the Nether, dude. Back to the Minecraft Nether. All right. Hope everything's in order. All right. First up, Sefi with I Don't Even Care Anymore with Spacey V5. Let's go. I feel like this is kind of fundamentally like lacking some punch. Like it's like pretty good, but like I feel like it could use a bit more like compression and stuff and like overall processing. Yo, SonyD was popping. The flow of this is really sick though. I like it a lot. I think this sidechain is a bit long, especially because you're kind of like putting the kick like pretty frequently, and like the sidechain is kind of eating up the synths a bit. I would try to shorten the sidechain up a bit if possible. I mean, I'm sorry, Sefi. I'm going to the Netherlands to like mostly visit family, so it's not going to be like super exciting to watch, and I'm not really going to be doing anything other than like visiting family and just like revisiting my childhood. I haven't been back, by the way, in like 7 years, so it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really crazy. Yeah, this is a really dope tune. I think just a little bit more like fattening up of everything would help a lot. That and like yeah, reducing the sidechain a bit. The flow is super sick. The sound design is super sick. I think it has a really dope groove to it. But yeah. Yeah, really cool, coolly put together. Yo, Box with the $10, let's go. Thank you. DMs will do. Thank you so much, Mr. Boxman. I appreciate you. Boom. Legendary. Thank you, man. You're too kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Okay. So yeah, Mr. Sefi, that's about all. Let's go to the next one. The Box. Thank you again. Alright, Boxster x Joey Cambria with ID. Let's go. flow is sick, but like there's that layer in like the mid frequencies, the little like thing, right? It's kind of like overpoweringly like mid heavy, and like especially since your other synths aren't, it kind of like feels a bit weird because like I think this is also like yeah, it's also like a fake out where like you're cutting out all the frequencies, like you're cutting out like all the frequencies below like let's say like 500 hertz or something as like your fake out. So the kind of the problem that occurs is you know, because you're inserting that weird like offbeat thing, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't quite sit right. Holy shit, SonyD with another $10, let's go. Yes sir, I hit your Discord DMs. Boom. Thank you so much. You are a legend. I really appreciate you, Mr. SonyD. Thank you. We'll go over yours in just a second. We gotta go over one more, but then we'll get right to yours. Thank you so much, SonyD. Appreciate you. Absolute legend. Going to Holland just to make hardstyle. I should make some hardstyle. I'm gonna do that soon. Yeah, and then we get to the drop, right? And there's like a overabundance of no low mids. So double negative, right? There's like very little low mids. And I'm also not really getting that many like sub frequencies either. Like maybe we are, but then like it's like cut too short. As in like you have like too much empty space between each like sub hit. So like, you know, it's kind of like instead of it being like right, let's do this. Instead of it being like this, it's more like this. So we just don't get enough of each sub hit. I think that's kind of something that's going on right now. So yeah, I would recommend I would like lengthen up the sub notes and make them a bit louder. Yeah. The drums are really sick though, and like the groove is definitely there. Definitely just filling out the low mid area would really help a lot. Like you could do this with like layering stuff. Like something I like to do a lot is just adding like a few fat racks or something. Because what a fat rack does is like it'll add harmonics where there are none. So like it'll just in turn fill up those low mids that you're missing. So yeah, that's what I would do personally. But obviously you're not me, so you know, do what you want, do what you see fit. Just add low mids in some kind of way, and you'll probably be fine. So yeah, yeah, that's about all I have to say. So Box and Joe Cambria ID, very nice. All right, up next we have Mr. Japan with Microsoft asked me to make a Windows 11 theme. All right. Oh, this thing. I've heard this. It sounds a bit compressed. Sounds like you have like a limiter on the master or something. There's a lot of areas here where we're missing like sub frequencies. Like we have that like saw wave plucky thing, but that alone isn't providing enough sub to like actually like, you know, carry the song. So what I would recommend doing is like you have subs coming in, like you have a sub coming in at certain parts. So try to get that sub patch and just layer it over the saw wave and just cut the saw wave sub out. Yeah, you definitely have like some kind of limiter on the master or something, and that's causing like you'll notice that like the volume of the track kind of goes inconsistent every now and then, and that's like especially when like the hi-hats come in, like it'll like duck for the hi-hat, you know what I mean? Like it'll the volume of the whole track will lower just to accommodate for the hi-hat. That's something that's happening. So listen closely. Yeah, you can kind of hear it there. Like that right here becomes pretty apparent. Or I don't know if it's the hi-hat that's making it duck, but it's like it might be the melody thing. But something is like you can hear the drums getting quieter, like, and then louder progressively. Like it's not a consistent volume. entrepreneur born in 1964. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought that was supposed to be drop. Especially since when you have like two buildups like this, you kind of have to make it apparent that you're not trying to make it drop. So, like in this case, it doesn't quite work because like I'm anticipating a drop to happen, but then you take it into another buildup. But that buildup especially doesn't have like specifically like has buildup energy. So, you know, the transition doesn't work that well. Like when you have that Prida snare or whatever, that doesn't quite work. Like I would a really good example of how to like make this work is Virtual Riot Hysteria. He does that like 16 bar buildup, which is kind of what I think you're trying to go for. Like he'll like make it very apparent that it's not gonna go into a drop at the 8 bar mark. You know what I mean? What the fuck? We just got into back-to-back donations. Yo, Isonet Music with the $10. Check your DMs. Bet and Cloud Music with the 10 euros. Thank you so much, guys. What the fuck? Getting fucking bombarded today. You got it. Thank you. Really appreciate. Yeah, shoot me a DM for sure. All right, boom. Yo, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. What a bunch of chads, dude. Thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Yeah, shoot me a DM and we'll get through it. Thanks so much. Yeah, and in this section, like the part where the chords come in, you kind of lose like all the sub. So right here, just no sub. So you really need to like get a separate sub and like ensure that it plays through all the parts that you want it to play. Any part that you want to have impact, that's probably where you should be putting the sub. Yo, evil noise, what's poppin'? Yeah, the sound design here is sick. But again, that limiter is what's throwing me off. Like that's what's like stopping it from reaching that full potential, in my opinion. Let me open up your thing. Let's see. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you, Cloud Music. Appreciate you, man. Okay, no worries, that's in it. That's what we're here for. I don't know how I feel about this because I was definitely expecting I wasn't expecting it to go halftime. Especially when you have that clap on like the like let's say you have like, you know, the hello, you have like the yeah, bum 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 or whatever, right? Let's say on this fourth beat, right? If you have a clap here, then I'm definitely gonna be anticipating a like house 4 on the floor kind of section, not a halftime section. So I would put the snare here instead of here, like, and then you go into the stuff instead of boom. You know what I mean? That kind of threw it off for me. So I would try to fix that. Boom. The arrangement is really cool. It's just like the mix is like really throwing this off like a lot. Like the combination of the limiter, I think, and like the fact that there's like no sub bass in a lot of these parts is just kind of like throwing the impact of the song like around all over the place, and like it doesn't quite hit the way it should. You know, it really needs to like you really need to focus on the mix and make sure this is like super clean, like, you know, nice and like it doesn't even need to be clean, just like, you know, like not problematic in this kind of way, and like you'll be fine. Like this will hit way harder. I also feel like those hi-hats could be sitting a bit more in the high registry rather than this kind of like it's kind of hi-hat where it's like this. Like I'm kind of looking for something more like this. You know, just something that kind of sits more in the high end rather than like where this one would kind of sit, you know? AKA like this doesn't cover any of these frequencies here. And like if you pitch it up, for example, then it does. That's kind of what I'm looking for in this one. I would definitely, and then you kind of fill in that high end a bit more. Yo, Zero Day, what's poppin'? Yeah, again, no sub. Really groovy though. I also feel like the whole theme with like the Microsoft sounds is like getting a bit repetitive. Like I wish you kind of used some of the other like Microsoft sounds like throughout, rather than kind of repeating the same like you know, like grabbing some different parts and like making it into different sections and like adding some variety that way. Yeah, zero sub. Yeah, I would say just like in general, like I think in like generally speaking, if you don't know like specifically what you're doing with when mastering, I just wouldn't master. Like you don't need to master to have a good track. Like the only thing that I myself have, like if you're curious on my master, is a soft clipper to prevent stuff from like actually going into the red while I'm producing. So like no matter how loud I turn this sound, for example, let me like not put it in the high registry before I clip it. Right? If I clip the shit out of this sound, right, just add like every distortion imaginable. Right? This will, like, notice how the master never goes into the red? That's because of this soft clipper on the master, so it'll like, you can see it here too. Like, if I go to the master, it like goes to negative 0.13, like, with it on, then it goes to 4 point something something. That's the only thing I have on my master, and that's just to get like a little bit cleaner of a mix. But like if you're you know, just starting out and you're not too sure on like what to do for the master, just don't master. Like it'll be fine without the master. Trust me on that. Dude, Shadow Clism with the $5. Let's go. Hey Nedster, I hope you're having a great day and enjoy this $5. Dude, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that, man. I hope you're having a great day too. Thank you so much, man. That's too kind. Absolute legend. Thank you, Shadow Clism. I really appreciate you. Absolute legend. All right, but yeah, in general, definitely work on the mix. Make sure your low end is always filled out. Your high end's like easy fix, just like pitch up the hi-hat or something. But yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, in general, just like a little bit more attention to the mix will really help. So yeah. Anyway, Mr. Japan. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have SonyD with O2 Work in Progress. He says, I really like minimalistic drops, but sometimes struggle with being too minimalistic, lol. Could use any and all feedback. If it sucks, please let me know, haha. Very rough, one drop so far, not mastered. All right, cool, let's go. Breaths. That is a very heavy impact. I think that might be a bit too chunky for what you're going for. Like, I don't think you need that chunky of a impact. I would kind of like make it a bit more quiet. can't really make out any structure right now. It kind of just sounds like a bunch of sounds just kind of thrown into your DAW and then like, you know, arranged in a certain way. But like, I don't think there's any like specific rhyme or rhythm to your arrangement right now. And also like, it doesn't sound like you have any sidechain going on. Also, possibly like a limiter on the mess. I'm not too sure, but yeah, a lot of this is like also like at a weird kind of volume, like it doesn't quite sit right. So yeah, like definitely try to like make sure that one sound is not relatively louder than the other, and that if you're like mixing it, or like if you're adjusting the levels and like the volume on these basses, and if you just can't sit it to quite right, it might have something to do with like how you're EQing it. So try to like reference like a bass that you think sounds good mixing wise, and then like try to get every other bass to kind of sit even with that ish, you know what I mean? Like, so let's say for example we have like one bass here. Let's get a little color bass thing. Sure, why not? Right. Forgot about that. Here. So let's say we have this bass and then like this thing, for example. What you do, right, is you would kind of EQ this one. Like you kind of like look at this, you like judge how this is like mixed. So like, you know, and then you go to this one, you also put an EQ, and then you know, this one for example doesn't have as much low end as this. So I don't know, I'd just boost the low end maybe. Be careful when you're doing this that you don't clip it. There you go, and then you know, I don't know, fucking let's say the other one has like less high end. So then and you know, now you can throw it together. But yeah, when you're mixing that, be careful of like mixing having the high end kind of be similar. Not that I'm specifically noticing this being a problem, but I imagine you will encounter it because sometimes the high end in your song here can get a little bit aggressive. So you know, tune it to taste. Yeah, like that sound for example, the little thing has a lot of high end and it kind of hurts the ears a little bit. So try to tone down the high end a bit. Submissions are currently closed. Like, I'm also not really hearing any like hi-hats, so I would love that because then it like nicely fills out the high end, and you don't need those like high like sounds, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it just sounds like you cranked a lot of these sounds just as loud as they can get, and like that'll cause like this kind of stuff to happen. Like you get like a super loud, noisy sound. You don't really want to be cranking stuff into the master, because then like you get these loud sounds, and like when the low end isn't the thing that's like overpowering the master, like if you have something that's being cranked into the master and the low end isn't the thing that's now the loudest part of like a sound, what happens is that you start cranking other frequencies into the master, and then you get this like weird like super loud like noisy thing. So listen closely for that like super noisy tail end right there. That's what you get when like you crank stuff into the master. So like be careful with that and don't do that. Yeah, like it's just too loud, you know? You don't want that. For a lot of this, I'm also just missing a lot of sub. So like, you have it during that initial hit, but then like after that, you kind of like lose it all, kind of, and you need to kind of up it a bit more. Oh, thank you, Noise. Appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's better in the second half than it was in the first half, the structure. I'm not really getting anything that specifically makes this in any way like predictable in the first half, that is. So like it's okay to disagree, of course. Like music is super subjective, so if you can follow this, then you know you're good for you, obviously. But like you know I guess after hearing it a lot, like you do kind of get used to it, but like in the initial stages, like I'm just like there's just like so many sounds kind of being thrown at you that it's like I don't know, it's a lot. So yeah, I would try to yeah, like I don't know, I just can't really follow it. It's like you kind of want to like lay out some sort of like designated structure. So like I've been over this I've went over this a few times in the past, but what you can do, I will explain this for anyone who hasn't already seen it, right? What you want to do or to get like a super like understandable arrangement of sounds is like this is like one way to do it. You can do like an A-B. This is so terribly drawn. Hold on, let me redo it. So you can do like an A-B-A-C structure. So here's one. Let's say so these are four. So let's say these are all like 2 bars. No, that wouldn't make sense. Like 4 bars long. Four bars, right? 4 bars, 4 bars. The B stands for bars. 4 bars, right? Let's say these are all 4 bars long. So this one's bar A. This one's bar B. This one's bar C. That's an O. That's not a C. This bar C. Or wait, no. Wait, I did this wrong. This is bar A again. This is bar C. So what you do is you copy paste what you made in bar A to bar A again. So these two are the exact same. There's no difference between these. This one, bar B, is not going to be the same as bar C. So you need to kind of like, you know, lay it out in this kind of way, or like, you know, this is just one of them. You know, like there's plenty of like tutorials that like go over this. So I'm sure you could find one that's like that explains this much better than me. Just look into like how like pop songs, for example, like structure their songs, and like I'm sure you learn so much. Like there's a lot of like music in like that isn't dubstep that'll just like help you out so much in dubstep, even if you don't like directly, they don't directly tell you how that would like relate. But anyway, yeah, in general, I think the main thing to work on for you, Mr. SonyD, is try to level out your sounds, get them to kind of an even level. Don't crank stuff into the master, because then you get super loud, like unexpected loudness stuffs, and you don't really want that. And definitely try to work a bit on your structuring. And that's what I would recommend for you, Mr. SonyD. But yeah, thank you for sending this in, Sonny, and let's go to the next one. Yeah, a good thing to do is take reference tracks for sure. Like taking songs that you already enjoy and then like seeing how exactly they structured it, like where each sound repeats. You know what I mean? That helps so much. But anyway, Kestriel with Caffeine Rush, work in progress. Let's go. The bat a bit too cranked. That kick. I don't know about that vocal layered underneath the little lead. I feel like if you just had the lead, it would be so much like more groovy. Okay, your crashes are too loud. Like they're like absolutely overpowering like everything. Like catch true. I want you to get in the habit. Okay, I want you to do this, like step by step. Okay, I look me in the eyes and follow this. Okay, this is for you. This is for you. Okay, what I want you to do is put a soft clipper on your master, okay? I don't know what DAW you use, but if you use Ableton, great, copy these settings, okay? If you don't use a fucking Ableton, then like in FL, get like a wave shaper or like a fruity soft clipper or something, and then what that'll do is, we explained this earlier, it's with a hi-hat that I like pitched down, so just scrub back a little bit, see where that is. I was explaining this in Ableton. So yeah, do that, add the soft clipper, I explained it earlier. Now, don't do this, like don't take a kick and like I want to like explain to you how important this is. So don't take a kick like this and then go like this, like that don't do that. Oh, I forgot to close submissions, oops. That's here, I'll explain this real quick and then do that. Yeah, don't do this, okay? Like without a soft clipper, it might sound good. No, it doesn't. Don't do it. Like it's not gonna sound that great. Like you would. It's much better to have a super clean mix rather than like a overly distorted one. And especially when you start like adding other elements into the mix, like a crash. Like if you do this, like that's one side effect already. Like you can hear that the crash ducks out. Now, obviously, you're not gonna have it cranked like that many decibels, but this, mind you, this doesn't have any sidechain. And like if you start matching elements to the volume of your kick, then you get stuff like this, and it just like gets so loud. It's just like too much. It's too much. You don't want that. You don't want that in your mixes. Like you want to keep it clean. So basically, add a soft clipper to your master. Keep everything at like a reasonable volume, and like you have so many side effects that you have to work around when you have that like clippy style, rather than if you just take the time to like properly mix it and like get it nice and clean. Like it takes a bit of effort, but like once you get it there, that's like such like a more efficient and effective way to go about doing your mixes. So that is what I would recommend for you, Kestriel. So definitely get on that. Let me close up the court submissions because I forgot, or the submissions in general. We have okay. This is an oopsie on my part. Okay. Let me do this. Boom. Okay, set messages off. Set messages off. Send messages off. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you, whoever said that. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's get back to it. So, yeah. Kestriel, definitely get on that. Like, you definitely need to be cautious of how, like, it's important to have a clean mix. It'll like take your track and make it like 10 times better off the bat just by having a clean mix. Some rises here would be nice. Ow. Even them beanies are. Ooh. See, now I'm wondering, like, now it's like kind of unimpactful almost, because it's just like so quiet compared to the rest. Like, now you're not clipping it, and now it doesn't deliver at all. You know, it's like too quiet. And like the drums are like disproportionately loud to the bass. So you need to like take the drums down. Definitely like fatten up the sound a bit, like, but not like to the point where it's clipping. So you have to find that in between section. It's cool sound design, but it's not backed up by the rest of the song now because everything else is so clipped. And so avoid that altogether and just keep it nice and quiet. Yeah, crashes are too loud.
Leaving them beans alone.
So yeah, like in general, like the mixes are like probably the only thing holding you back. Like you as soon as you get this figured out, and like as soon as you like make the switch to like clean mixdowns over like these like cranked mixdowns, which like I used to be there too. I used to be here too. I want you guys to know that. Like I used to be like hitting the fucking -1 like LUFS range with some of my songs. You don't want to go there. Like it's so much better to like, you know that phrase where he goes like, if you ain't redlining, you ain't headlining. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do this. Okay, it'll slow you down more than it makes you go vroom vroom. Anyway, yeah, cool idea. Definitely like a really cool idea with the intro. Definitely wish this was a bit more fattened up. I felt like I kind of lost the theme of the intro in the drop, if that makes sense. So like when we got to the drop, it wasn't the same song anymore. Like it was just like a completely different song, and I wish it was a little bit more like connected in that manner. So like I wish you kind of like added in like little breaks to kind of bring in this, like, you know, the thing, right? Like that would be really cool. But anyway, like your mix downs need work. I really want you to get that away from this. I really want you to take that away from this, right? Is get the mix sounds sorted out for sure, okay? I believe in you, Kestrel. You can do this. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Isonance Hooligans with Demo for Ryan, number 2. Let's go. Definitely like really empty in the intro here, but I remember you saying this is like kind of like a work in progress, so definitely more elements though. Sounds like he might have like a limiter on the master. You're in the chat. Do you have a limiter on the master? That would be a little bit problematic. Yes. Okay. Definitely take that off. Cool vibes though. I feel like the mix is a bit weird though right now, is because like. I take, yeah, if you have a limiter on the master, definitely just take it off. Like add a soft clipper instead. It's the way to go. Like if you want to prevent stuff from clipping into the master and causing issues down the line, just adding a soft clipper will like fix that. And like, you know, it won't like obviously take your mix and make it like instantly better, because no amount of mastering can do that. You just need to like with this kind of stuff, like limiters will always cause more harm than good, unless unless you're like a professional mix engineer who like runs a studio or something. I don't know, you know what I mean? Unless you know exactly what you're doing with a limiter, don't limit. Would you recommend saturator with soft clip or glue compressor with soft clip? I haven't tried glue compressor soft clipping, so I would just go for saturator personally, because that's all I really know and it works for me. So I don't know. Yeah, the snare's really loud. Now that you mention it. So far, it's a bit like a little bit boring, because like we're like a minute 14 in, and like we've only really had like a excuse me, we've only really had like a drum beat and like some instruments, and even in like the instruments aren't like even the instruments aren't really that like engaging to listen to. Like if you listen to like some melodic like let's say Chime for example, right? Like you'll notice they always have like some sort of like really interesting intro. Like they'll have something to always like some ear candy always going on, some melody kind of always going on. Like I think if you implemented that kind of stuff, it'll like greatly improve this like how engaging this track is to listen to. Okay, let's break this down a bit. Okay, so starting off, right, we go into a build-up, and like the first thing I'm noticing here is like the sidechain is too strong because like it's like eating up the build-up, and like in general I try to like avoid sidechain in build-ups. Like I said, the transition is super. Okay, I mean, just like anyone who wants to like learn from this, like I'm just explaining it just so like people will understand, right? So right away, what I'm hearing is you have one of these buildups. Now, I personally really don't like these buildups where it goes like this. So let's say this is 4 bars, right? Let's have an 8-bar buildup. This is an 8-bar buildup now, okay? So you have like, you know, boom, 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 boom. This is a buildup. Yeah, build up, and then you go. Oh, we're going somewhere. And then they go like this is the drop, right? So let's get fucking I don't have a track on hand, but like let's say you have like a drop here. So here we could probably just get a cymatics like drop loop or something. This is like way extra. Hold on. We can just do this drop. Okay, let's just pretend like this is a drop, right? Yeah, like a solid drop. Like, oh, I've been in this mode. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So right, we have this going on. You know, this is a build up. Woo! Yeah. Let's go. Top 10. The hype is built. You know, like what happens is what I'm referring to is this build-up doesn't leave any room for like a pre-drop. Like you'll notice the kicks are still going here, but like the drop is here, and so you're not leaving any room for this to like hit hard. So what I would recommend you do, right, is do this. Like leave like 1 bar of space, aka like 4 beats, and then you go into it. And that'll like you're like managing how impactful it is by leaving a bit of a gap and then going into the drop. So yeah, that's why it's important to have at least some sort of gap, even if it's like 1 beat or 2 beats or something. It's better than nothing. So yeah. And then we go into this really long like what sounds like a square wave if you played it like 2 of them at the same time, like this. Hello, like this, like it kind of sounds like this. And now I think it's important to go a bit further than like just some square waves, you know what I mean? Like this is a bit like a little bit boring, I think. Like it's important that you go a bit further beyond this kind of stuff, especially if you want to have an impactful drop than just kind of like a simple thing like this. I mean, this part is like okay. But like the sound design in the back is like super chaotic, and like I don't know, it's like there's like such a wide range of sounds kind of being presented that it's like a bit overwhelming almost. And like I don't know what I'm listening to. Like, am I listening to like the square wave thing? Am I listening to like the sound design in the back? Like you kind of have to manage all that. And like one way to emphasize which one you want to like have, like one way to emphasize focal elements it is. Like if you want to push that like square wave thing to the back, then what you can do is like add a reverb and put it at like a high dry wet, or a high dry. I need to move my fucking stream deck close. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Okay, right. Like if you want to push something to the background, what you do, go here, turn the size all the way down, turn the decay time all the way down, and put the dry wet like super high, and then it goes to the background instead of, it goes like that. So that's one way to have like a sustain bass that actually plays in the background without being like just like turning the volume down. That's a good way to do it. That's what I do a lot personally. So yeah, try that out. Let's go back. Oh my god, yo, Samuel with the $10. Let's go. And DMs, I'm authentic bet. Thank you so much, man. Big thank you. God, we have so many donuts today. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Samuel. You're the best. Okay, where are we at? We're here, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go. Thank you so much. And now this sound is like also like one, like a bit too chaotic, and two, like it's like it kind of hurts the high end. The high end is like a bit painful if there's too much of it, so definitely turn it down. Hey Nettie, my name is Redacted. I was wondering if you'd be interested in a collab. I love your style, and my dad owns all of Dubstep, so if you don't collab, you'll never go anywhere. Collab now. Yeah, we'll do, man. Yeah, it still hurts a bit. Ouchies. Here, I like what you're doing with the structuring here, though. That's like something that I like about it. Is like you're kind of like putting it in kind of like a predictable way, and you're like it sounds like you're using like some kind of ABAC structure. I like that. Keep doing that. So yeah, Isonet, I think like it's a lot of like kind of I think something that'll greatly benefit you is like analyze some tracks that you like and like what style you're kind of shooting for, and like reference them a lot. Like do your best to like look into how like the artist places each sound, how they like arrange everything, how they like mix it as well, like how they mix as in like how they EQ it, level it, stuff like that. That'll help so much with like this kind of structuring, and like you'll immediately notice a difference like as soon as you make a new track. Like you'll think about how to structure these kinds of things, and yeah, you'll greatly benefit from that. So definitely recommend looking into some of your favorite artists structuring and see if you can kind of like, you can even copy it, because like structuring is like not, you know, a copyrighted thing obviously, so you just copy it. It's fine, who cares, you know. So yeah, Isonance, I think you definitely have some ideas down, but I wish they were kind of just executed a bit better, and you know, it would just help a lot, and kind of went over how to do that, I think. So yeah, that being said, Isonance, very cool track. Let's get to the next one. All right, up next we have Psycat with Stomper VIP. All right, so he says, hey Ned, so remember that Stomper track? Well, I'm in the progress of making a VIP. The original is not even released yet, but it will soon. This is very quick. Just wanted to share it with you. All right, bet. Let's go. Okay, is this a build or a drop? Okay, we're getting a lot of the same kind of like let's grab like a percussion loop, like. Hold on, let me find a good one. Okay, yeah, here, this is a good one. This is a good one. So let's take this percussion loop for example. We're at 150. Okay, so I'm getting this in your song. You're kind of going like this. Okay, now I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I'm just saying like it kind of goes like. You know, what happens is like when you have a sound that goes on for this long, your ear gets used to it, and it becomes like almost a strain, even if the frequencies or something don't hurt. Like it's like it becomes like almost painful to listen to this for so long, and it just becomes like so overly repetitive and like kind of redundant. You know what I mean? You don't want that out of your song. You want to have like some kind of variation. Like in this loop, for example, like. It's like already better because like at least you're looping it in a way that like doesn't make it so like repetitive. Like it's a little bit of a longer phrase. Yeah, it needs a response rhythm. That's a good way to put it. Like it needs a call and response kind of thing. But right now you're just kind of like kind of looping it over and over again. You don't want to do that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the concept is pretty cool. Like, it really just sounds like he took, like, the beginning phrase of, like, a song and just kind of repeated it over and over again. And, like, you want to do more than that, you know? There's so much room to, like, experiment and make, like, some cool sound design stuff and, like, you know, make it not sound like it's being repeated over and over again. Like, I like the concept, but it's definitely, like, not... like to a point where I would like say like this is not repetitive, you know. Another thing is like you have like this transition section to go into another section, but then like it doesn't actually change anything, you know. So like it's like you might as well go from like you might as well make this whole drop like this much longer without this transition section in the middle, and it wouldn't really change anything, you know. If you want to do a switch up or if you want to have a break like this, you have to switch it up, like especially you're kind of like setting it up to be like a different section as well with that dun 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 dun, but then you don't do that. So like definitely like look into trying to make this less repetitive because it really becomes repetitive quick. So yeah. Anyway, Psycat with Somper VIP. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Cloud with Fucked Up. Let's go. Okay, cool. The fuck word? This actually goes on for a little long without like any changes. Like it's kind of like the same and then you know with the chord changes it's fine, but like it definitely gets like, especially in this halfway point, it becomes like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I would love to hear some change now. So far it's like completely mono. It's really cool, like a really cool concept. I like the sound design a lot, but it's like completely mono at this point. There's like almost no stereo, so I would definitely try to like add some like dimension expanders somewhere along the line and get it nice and stereo, and that'll also just make it like a lot more impactful, you know. Having like it's a wider stereo field like literally takes up more space in the mix and thus makes it nice and full sounding. For this section, specifically, I'm kind of missing a lot of like tonality, at least like followable tonality. You know what I mean? There's a lot of kind of like random sounds, but they're all individually like kind of noisy, and so you don't really or not noisy, but just like kind of like they don't stay at one pitch, and like especially because you have so many of them, you can't really follow any sounds, and so it becomes unmemorable, you know. Hey, you figure what's poppin'. Lead bass feels kind of throaty. I can see that, yeah. I don't think it's like a problem that's like throaty though, but yeah. Okay. The drums are kind of weirdly leveled because the kick is like pretty loud. Like I would say, like it might be a bit too loud. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like disproportionately loud, and then like the snare is like really quiet. Hi-hat is good, but like yeah. Another thing I'm noticing is like you're panning around this like saw wave thing the whole time. I just like thought of that. It's like the whole time it's like panning around, like it's not staying centered. So that kind of like if you're panning around main elements, you either have to do it for like a split second as just like a quick effect, or you know, you I don't know, it just becomes weird when you like pan it around as a main element. You don't really want to be doing that unless you're doing it for a quick effect, right? So let's put this in a scenario, right? Like you're if you're listening to something, you would want it to be centered so you can focus on it, right? But if it's panning around you, then like you have to like imagine like you have to look at like you're like imagine you're like drunk and you have to look at a pen. It's a lot harder to like look at it like this than to just look at it like this, because this you can look at, but like if it's like moving around, then you know it's hard to follow it. Same with this with sound. If it's like moving around like this, then you have to put effort to follow it. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I blue balled everyone. The kicks make it a bit muddy when they go fast. Like they kind of I don't know if they like overlap, but they like the low end kind of is always playing at the 16th note parts. So instead of like spamming it like this, the way you're doing it right now is you're kind of like spamming it like this. Instead of doing it like this, where like you see how like in this like the low end never leaves, you know what I mean? You could like do something like this, and like shorten it up. I've seen my buddy research do that sometimes. Like that is so much more followable, and like it or not followable, but it'll like make it more easy to process, and it won't be overpowering. You know what I mean? So try shortening them up like that. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I think in general you have like a cool like idea and theme going on. The drops are really cool. Definitely some like it needs more stereo for sure. Like in general, like I think some sections like this midsection especially like had some weird like leveling issues. But like other than that, like I mean, maybe like try to focus a bit more on like managing how you like which elements you want to stay in the forefront and like which ones you want to be your main elements. So try to like focus on that for sure. And other than that, I mean, you've got a really cool tune. So yeah, nicely done, Cloud. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have fuck? Up next we have here. Let me like. Okay. Up next we have TR Nebula with Haydar. Work in progress. Let's go. Yeah, no problem, Cloud. I got you. Okay. Before we even get into anything, what are you looking here for? Because you've got eighth notes and triplets, but you're switching between them like it's nothing. Like you need to like establish like a establish a groove, right? If you have a drummer and he's vibing out, he's not gonna be switching from like triplets and eighth notes like every like 2 beats, you know what I mean? He's gonna kind of just be like, doing his thing, like, whatever. Like if you're like switching between them like this, it's like super off-putting. You gotta pick one, either eighth notes or triplets. Like don't switch between them like that. Like right now, before getting into this jump, I'm thinking it's like triplets, right? So then we're in eighth notes, but then we're not, Pick one. You gotta pick one.
Now this is the part where he screams.
Okay. I need a second to process this. So why? Okay. I want you to answer this question to yourself, Mr. TR Nebula. And now I don't mean this in a way. Fuck. I feel like I'm like ridiculing. I feel like I'm like ridiculing you. I don't mean to do that. Okay. Okay. What I want to express to you. Okay. What are you trying to do? What are you making a breakbeat song? Are you making a tear out song? Like pick something, pick something and stick with it, right? Like now you can like switch between them in a certain way, but like right now you're just kind of like you're like making like you're over here, right? You're over here. You have like several ideas. And then you're like you have like on this end of the spectrum you have like breakbeat, and then over here you have tear out. And then you're like, how possible is it to make the jump from here to here? And then you're like, well, I better get my fucking ATV, fucking all-terrain vehicle, and drive over there and just be like, yep, we are now. Like you have to kind of like do it in a way that like either transitions nicely between them, but you can't just like kind of pick like take one and then like just slap another one on there. You have to transition between it. On its own it sounds really cool, but like just not really like when you switch between them like that. And again, triplets on eighth notes. Also, it's just like so cranked, man. Like there's so like it's so loud, and like the high end, it's like borderline too much. I would say like you can kind of get away with it, but it's like there's like a lot of kind of clipped high end, and like I don't know. It's like I'm personally not really into it, so I don't know.
Listen, Nebula.
He's gonna ban you. He is serial. like, okay, here's the problem with triplets against eighth notes, right? Here, the following is the reason why it's weird. If you have, let's explain this in theorem, right? If you turn on the triplet thing, you can go into triplets. So now you're going like, you know, like this. We're in triplets, right? This is triplets. This is also triplets. Right? However, comma. So you see how it says eighth notes, and then it says 1/8 notes triplets? If you have elements that are playing eighth notes, then these triplets won't work with it because it just doesn't align. Like you're in a different groove. It's like speaking French and then expecting a fucking person from like Japan to speak like French. Like it doesn't work. You need to it's like two different languages. You need to like if you either pick eighth notes or you pick triplets. Like no in between. Like no picking or no like switching between them. Okay, that's what I mean. That's why I feel like that is like such a weird, like weirdly like misunderstood concept. I feel like like not just you, like a lot of people do this. I don't know why. It's just like it's like a common thing to not like pick a groove. I don't know why. Yeah, the entire track needs to work together or work with each other, not against each other. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
This is the part where you scream.
Yeah, like right now I'm expecting, like with this thing, I'm expecting it to be just like breakbeat, which by the way I think is like too distorted, but that's besides the point. And now we're in Terra, and like I don't know, it's just too many ideas, man. And we're in triplets. And now we're in eighth notes. Triplets again. And then like stuff like this, like the trap snare thingies are in like 16th notes. They're like dip instead of like dip. You know, it's like so chaotic, man. Hey Joe, what's poppin'? How you doing? Yeah, dude, like my ears are ringing. I think if that's the goal, then you know, great job. But like, okay, you've got the sound design. What you need to work on now is like if you want to improve your mixes, then improve your mixes and like get it nice and clean. I went over this like in like a few, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago or something. I don't know. Excuse me. What you must do is work on the ideas, manage your ideas in a way that doesn't make them conflict. Like pick an idea and like you don't have to like put it into words, right? But you just kind of have to like take like if you want to do this breakbeat thing, then do that. Like stick with that and like try to like if you want to then do a switch up after this, then you have to transition between it in a way that doesn't make it feel jarring. And like, but in this case, like you've got such a massive like range of grooves that it just becomes such a like a way too much going on. So you know, I think you've got too many ideas going on. Yeah, That's it. So yeah, TR Nebula, I hope I didn't go too hard on you. I don't mean to insult you with any of this, of course. I know I'm kind of going a bit hard on you right now, but yeah, that's oh, well, I think you have a large amount of potential with this, and I think you know, you can really like easily do something about this, and that's why I'm trying to like, you know, help you out with this. But anyway, that's beside the point. TR Nebula with Hadar. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Authentic, or I don't know if I'm saying that right anymore. Mellowed Up Project. Let's go. I want to really sidechain that snap. Oh, you sent your tune into court. I guess it was kind of my fault that I forgot to close the submissions. Let me open it up for you. We'll play that right here. All right, yeah. Go. Oh, the bruh, my bad. Thanks, guys. I forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. Pictures don't exist. This is nice. It's a bit quiet right now. I think your drums are like a lot louder than your like backdrop, so especially their kick. Like this can be this all can be a lot louder, especially like I wish like hi-hats were kind of placed in like this initial section. But like right here it's then too loud, you know? Like happened to the Greg button, it's still there. It exists. Right here, it kind of gets like, yeah, it's also just a bit too quiet. I wish the piano also wasn't like, it sounds like the default Ableton one, or like the, I don't know, like FL keys or something. I don't know which one it is, but it sounds a bit like defaulty. I wish it was a bit more like organic sounding. Excuse me. I'm very burpy today. Oh, my bad. I must have missed it. Nice. Okay, again, you're also experiencing the issue of eighth notes against triplets. So if you're in the chat, then you've probably already seen me go over this. But rewind like, I don't know, like a few minutes, and you'll see me explain this. So triplets against eighth notes is a no-no, at least in my books. So try to avoid that. You don't have that much sub going on right now. Like the sub bass is kind of not very present. Like it is, but it also isn't. I wish you kind of like took a sine wave, like made it nice and loud, and then put it underneath the whole thing. Yeah, it's really cool. I think the drums here compared to like the super saw are like a little bit quiet. Like I think you could do with like turning your snare specifically up a bit more, and it's also like not an ideal snare for this. Like you have like a really high like cymatics E kind of snare. I think what you should try to do is like get a bit more of like a lower pitch snare. So like one of these like these types of snares, not like that. Like that kind of snare, instead of like this like kind of like, you know, kind of snare. So yeah. But yeah, in general, try to get more sub out of your sub end. You know what I mean? EQ out some low end from like whatever basses you do have, and then add in a separate sine wave and crank that. Like make it nice and loud. You really want to be able to like strongly hear that, and right now we're not really getting that. So. Yeah, definitely look into that. But yeah, I mean, you've got some nice songwriting. I think you've got the arrangement down. Definitely avoid triplets against eighth notes. Yeah, other than that, I mean, this is a cool tune. So nicely done, authentic. Let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have a DM8 with Alien Zone, a dyadic contest. Let's go. Snares are made by the government. I improved it a little bit. All right, bet. I don't think you got skipped. I think you're coming up. I don't know about that. That like pre-drop thing threw me off because okay, I was like, here's what I was expecting. Like on the transient of that third hit, so you have like I was expecting it to drop after that, but it was like the thing is like weirdly like offbeat, so you gotta fix that. You've also got some triplets against eighth notes. I just noticed that. Like, but in this case, it kind of works because you're not like overlapping them. You're actually like adjusting to each like triplets against eighth notes. So in this case, I would say it works because you're not making it a polyrhythm. You're just kind of like switching between them in a way that makes it like not like aggressive and like it's not like you're taking an entire section and switching between. So it like kind of works. Not like ideal in my opinion, but like it works. I think it works. It gets a bit repetitive. It's just kind of like the same phrase kind of repeated over and over again, so it becomes a bit too much. I wish there was like a bit more of like a like a new section that you kind of introduce at the end of each phrase rather than kind of like, you know, repeating it a bunch. Yeah. Yeah, pre-drop is super weird. Another thing I'm noticing is your sub is just kind of like, oh, wrong button. The sub on your song is just kind of doing this. It's like, this is not a sub, believe it or not. Okay, your sub is like this, right? Your sub goes, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm misclicking. Okay. It's just kind of like going like this the whole time. Over the whole song, like it's not following the bass where it's going like it's just kind of staying on that like constant like thing. So try to make it follow your basses. That would help a lot. And here I'm kind of losing the sub. Like it's kind of like just gone. I don't know what happened. I think you're playing too low a note. Like as soon as you go like below like C, the note C0 in at least in Ableton, like the sub just kind of disappears for most headphones, I'd say. Like you just can't hear it anymore because your headphones just don't play it, or like you can't. I don't know how that would work, but it's too low of a note. So like put it up an octave from here on out because it's kind of like too low. Yeah, stop with the caps. A solid gnome. God, I can't talk today, guys. Okay. DM8. Very nice. Yeah, in general, like, I think your bass has got a bit repetitive. I would try to, like, you know, put a bit more structure into your stuff. But, like, I mean, it's like, fine. It's alright. Just, like, it's a lot more engaging to have a sound not repeat as much as it is right now. So I have ligma today. But yeah, no, DM8. It's a cool track, but definitely not like quite as engaging as I would love for it to be. But that's besides the point. This is a cool tune. Let's go to the next one. Alright, up next we have Sumik with Work in Progress Thing. Let's go. In the description he says, by the way, losing my style, so this is kind of like going back to my old habits of imitating others. Hope I can figure it out, a style that's unique soon. Here's the thing about signature sounds, is like, you're not really gonna figure that out. Like, even like me, like, I've been producing for like 6 years. I don't mean to like compare this like in any way, by the way, but like, I've been producing for like 6 years and I still don't feel like I have like a solid like signature sound. And like, that's just gonna happen until like you become like a really like pronounced producer, you know what I mean? Like you're not really gonna feel like, oh wait, you uploaded the wrong file. Yo, shoot me a DM and we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, while I'm talking about this, like with signature sounds, like try not to worry about it too much. Like just make what you want to make, and like if you get to a point where like you feel really confident about your musical abilities and you want to get there, like, and get like a nice like signature sound going, then do that for sure. But like in this case, like just don't worry about it, you know? It's not a big deal to not have like a signature sound. That's okay. All right, boom. Let's see. Is this a good one? Broken, I think. Secret link. Yeah. Here we go. Alright. There we go. Okay. Boom. 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 Okay. Go. Ooh. Kind of feels like a Christmas song in a way. This is really nice. Here, Greg approves. There we go. I think all the sounds are like really like, I don't know how to describe it, but they need to be a lot fatter, and like you need to kind of, what do you want us to listen to, right? Like, what is it? The neuro? Is it like the little like chord thing that you're playing? Is it like the sprinkles, right? Because they're all right now, they're all kind of like the same volume, and like they're all taking up the same amount of attention if you like listen for each one. Like it's like just as easy to listen to the neuro as it is for the little chord thing. Maybe a little harder, but like, you know, I think in general you need a bit more processing on your neuro thing. And make it a bit more like apparent in the mix. So you can do that with like wave shapers or like fucking OTTs and stuff. But in this case, or no, yeah, that's it. But with the other elements, like do you want us to listen alongside the neuro thing, or do you want to like just like kind of like manage it? So yeah, you like turn up what you want us to listen to as an artist or as an audience, and like turn down what's like a background element, you know? I also feel like the snare doesn't have enough high end. It's just kind of a lot of fundamental, and then like a tiny bit of mids, but then like no high end really. So try to boost the high end a bit. I like for the bells to be felt, not heard, but I like the neuro and the chord things to dance around each other. Okay, so then in that case, like take your neuro and like cut it out when you want, or like filter it out or something when you want the chords to kind of be there, or you know, like make room for it. Like turn up the chords and make the neuro louder, and like EQ the neuro to make room for the chords, and that way, like you know what I mean. So like look where the chords are peaking in an EQ thing, and then take that out of the neuro, and then that way you'll make room for the neuro, or for the chords in the neuro, and then they can dance around each other like pretty well. But like the main priority right now is to turn down the bells, make the neuro fatter, and go from there. But yeah, it's a really lovely vibe. I like it a lot, and I always love your songwriting. So you know, oh, like the vocal thing you showed me, but yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, so definitely work on that. I mean, this is like a really lovely tune, and I like it a lot. So yeah, Sumik, very nice. And let's go to the next one. I mean, it's very short and concise tune. So nice. All right, up next we have Kratoa with a Deathbed. Let's go. I never downloaded OTT, and now I'm too lazy to do it. All right, fair enough. If you have Ableton, then you don't have to download it. What does this remind me of? Let's go! That's like a Leotrix song, right? That's the Control Freak and Leotrix collab. Dude, okay. I've like seen you do this in another song. When you're like taking inspiration from a song, you like, I don't think you need to be like copying it like this. Like, I don't mean to like call you out on it like this, but like it sounds like too much like it, and like it's recognizable as another song, so that I feel like that takes away from it. Now, it's okay to take inspiration, but I think you kind of do it in moderation. So you need to like take, if you're taking inspiration from an artist, like what I tend to do is like take one part of it and then like use that. So like, you know, I will never like copy like a song structure of someone, or like an exact like loop of someone, because that'll like, people will probably recognize it, and then you know you don't want that. So yeah, definitely try to like manage, or definitely try to avoid sounding like another song, because you probably want to be original, right? Yeah. Did you not say earlier that copying the song structure is good and not copy? I think it's to a certain extent, because like if you're copying a whole like song, it eventually just becomes like a replica of a song. Now, I'm not saying this is like a replica of their song, by the way, but I'm just saying like it becomes recognizable as someone's song, and that's when it's too much. But like just kind of like laying out like your own kind of, yeah, you get the idea. Like it depends how detailed you get with copying the structure of a song.
That's crazy.
It sounds a bit weird right now. It's like you've got like a sample like a not like a sample, but like, okay, here's what I feel like is going on right now. You have like like this. You have like let's say this is your sound. Obviously it's like nowhere near it, but like just imagine for a second, right? Now let's do this, right? Let's record its audio. Right, what I'm getting right now is that you're doing kind of like this. And like and then like at a certain point you start kind of like pitching these around in like weird ways. And because it's like a major chord or like something like it, you get this kind of like weird. It actually sounds kind of cool here, but like anyway, like I think you're kind of like pitching it around in a weird way, and you kind of lose that sense of like you're in a specific key signature. I wish it kind of like didn't bounce around like the way it does right now. Also, like, are we still in the drop or not? Because, like, it sounds... This feels like a breakdown section to me. But then we get to, like, the switch up part, and I'm like, are we still in the drop? You know? Also, the sound design is just so chaotic. Like, you have this one lead where it goes, like... What I assume is like this, like you're kind of going like that a bit. Obviously, this is exaggerated. Like, you know, you're kind of like you've kind of got this like octave type lead going on. But like what happens is it doesn't stay on one tone, and that causes it to sound kind of chaotic. You know, it's like different if you do like this type of stuff where like you do that crazy like aliasing glitch type stuff. Let me like EQ it so that it doesn't hurt. Cause then, ow, fuck, that hurt. Okay. If you do like this type of stuff, like, that's the wrong thing. This kind of stuff is different. Cause you get like a weird combination of textures, so it's not like you're not like listening to one specific tone, you know. But like in your case, since you're like trying to make it melodic, it's like a bit overwhelming to have like all these octaves going on, you know. It works in some cases, but I think in this case it might be a bit much. Yeah. Go back. Cool vibe though. Zed Clarity just hit 300 million on YouTube. Wow, that's crazy. Actually, that's a lot of people. I will say though that like kind of copying like people like your favorite artists is like a really good way to learn how they do it. Like I won't completely like discredit it, because it's like obviously you're still making like a good sounding song. Like this sounds good. It's just like I've heard it before and like I'm familiar with the song, so it becomes like it's like it sounds now like unoriginal in a way, but you know, like it still sounds good, and you're like learning how like these artists are structuring their songs, and that's a really good thing. So you know, while I don't encourage that you copy people, this is definitely like one way to learn how they do it. also like, are you like? I'm also like kind of confused. Like, are you trying to make this melodic or not? Right. I think you're kind of like dancing around it in a way that like doesn't quite work because, like, it sounds like you are trying to make it melodic in some parts, but then also not. Like, you're in a kind of like a weird twilight zone. If you want something to be melodic, then you have to like kind of go all out on it. And like you can switch between like you know, atonal dubstep to like melodic stuff, but you have to make it apparent that one thing is melodic and one thing isn't, you know? Also, just like so many like different sounds being thrown at you that it's like, yeah, like I said earlier, it's like overwhelming. But I think like I've kind of like, I now understand what it is. You have like all these sounds and like all these switch ups, but it's like too many, and like it becomes like a bit chaotic because of it. So I definitely recommend like trying to like structure it in a way that you don't have to like make all these new sounds. And I think that's kind of like why it sounds chaotic. What the fuck? Whoa! How much is that, dude? Oh, like Scuttle. Oh wait, no, Scute. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. How much is that, dude? That looks like a lot. Wait. Yo, $13, dude. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Yo, yeah, shoot me your tune. Here it is, dude. Sick. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Big thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Oleg, I appreciate it. We'll get to yours right after this one. So yeah, Kratel, all in all, like, I think it's good that you're like learning about this like kind of like you're learning, right? Like it's like you are referencing your favorite artists, and like I think you overdid it a bit because like obviously I recognize the song, so it's like, you know, I can kind of like literally predict where it's going, and especially since it's like one of my favorite songs, right? It becomes like I just know how it's gonna go, and like that's because, you know, I know the song in a way. So but you are learning now how they structured their songs, and you like definitely like would have learned a lot about it. Yeah, like if you're taking inspiration, then like do it in like small amounts, you know, and like I'm sure you know, I'm sure you've learned that by now. So yeah, Kratel, I think you've got a cool tune going on. Definitely work a bit on like making sure your sounds aren't too overwhelming. Make sure it's like followable, like not too much, but just enough to make an idea work well, you know. And I think it's a cool tune. So, you know, if anything, you've got a nice song going on, and let's go to the next track. Boom. All right. Oleg, I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. Oleg with Toto Moralan ID. Let's go. Ooh. It's really nice. Those are some really nice vocal chops. I like those. They sound a bit out of tune though. It doesn't sound like they're like perfectly in key. You might want to like throw an auto tune on there or something. Ooh. Dude, Yo, this is really cool. I like this a lot. I love the songwriting on this especially. Like that's what's making me like enjoy this a lot. Like the songwriting is just really really dope. Yeah, like oh, hold on. So one thing I do want to point out is the fact that like your sub does stay in like this really high registry the whole time. So we're talking like, you know, fuck, excuse me. Right. Your sub is like doing this a lot where it's like so your sub is kind of doing this. You're like an octave like higher than you kind of should be. You're like you've got this kind of pattern going on where you're like, you know. Right, like bum bum bum. This is not like accurate. Right, like this note for example could be like this. This could be here. Hey Gabe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I gotta go, Nettie. Remember, dude, how could I forget you, man? Gabe the legend, like that's so recognizable. No, thank you so much for the donut. I appreciate it, man. See you later. Yeah. So like your sub notes are too high, basically. This is the bottom line. Like these it kind of sounds like this. When it could be here. So yeah, definitely put them an octave down, and that'll make the sub just hit 20 times harder. Also, I just clicked my fucking Spotify. That's annoying. Let me like not do that. Okay. Like there, the sub stays on that high note for like 3 notes in a row. Like that's too much. That's like too much. Okay, hold on. Let's take a step back. Definitely needs a transition between those two sections. Like if you're gonna do a switch up that big, you definitely need to have like either like a build up between or like just like a break of some sort, kind of like tease that there is gonna be a switch up like that. Especially because like the in this section before, like there's like not that much high end, and that's fine. You know, it's okay to not have that much high end. But in this case, it like there's a lot of high end from the tear out stuff, so it just doesn't transition all that well. Also, that snare is like really weird. It's like the fundamental is like too low. So like the note of the snare is like an octave lower than it probably should be. So it sounds weird. Yeah, hyper rhythm is like kind of like drum step-ish tempo, but then like rhythm and melodic usually. That's what hyper rhythm is. Yeah, future rhythm with hyper pop. Yeah.
Пока ищем себе путь, нам последствия обычно забиваем большой хуй. Ведь сейчас куда важнее просто взять и утонуть. Сможешь ты найти причину, ко мне руку протянуть.
Because vocals also don't really have any like low end. It sounds like you kind of took a low cut and like took it too high. I would definitely bring some low end back in. For this section, I also think the kicks in that like 16th note pattern goes on for too long. Like I expected the drop to hit way sooner than it's going to, like because the 16th notes kicked in for too long. Like right here, I was expecting here to be a pause and then drop, but no. So Also, another thing I'm not like a huge fan of is the snare hits like on the kicks too often, I think, and like it's not being used to like emphasize the like the song in any way. It's just kind of like playing a lot, and I would try to just keep it on like the kick and the clap, and like every now and then you can do that thing where you like layer the kick with the clap like on the kick beat, if that makes sense. But yeah. I wonder what the lyrics are saying. I do wonder. I like how even with the vocal chops you can like tell that it's like the vocals are like still in Russian, like they have like the vowel too. I think that's awesome. Yeah, oh, like I think this is like a really cool tune. I really like the songwriting on this, but I definitely wish, like, for one, the sub definitely needs to be like in the lower registry rather than like these high notes. The transitions could use a lot of work, like in general. I think that switch out to the tear out section just like wasn't necessary. Like I don't think you need to do that at all. Yeah, but like other than that, like the vibes are definitely there. I think it's really cool that you're like you've got the Russian lyrics. That's super cool. And yeah, I mean, yeah, in general, it's a really cool track, and yeah, nicely done. So let's go to the next one. All right, up next we have Destiny with Voyager Work in Progress 1. Let's go. I will say this, right? Like, I feel like with this thing, you need to have some sort of ear candy. And right now, it's not, there's no real, like, ear candy going on, right? So, what I mean by this, right, is you have, like, the chords and the melody and, like, the drums. But, like, especially when you have, like, rhythm drums, it indicates that you want to make this, like, a rhythm track, right? But right now, what I'm not really getting is that rhythm influence, and like the only thing that I'm getting is the drums. So what I would love to see from this is get like some crazy sound design, like layering going on, and like you know, put it underneath and make it nice and like ear candy-ish, you know, like add some cool layering to it. Especially since the lead is also, like, with this kind of stuff, there has to be at least one element that's ear candy, and like you can't have it like be all like basic sound design, or else like it doesn't sound like it's like developed, or like it doesn't sound like it's all that impactful because of it. So another thing that I think would help a lot is like a mid bass layer that's nice and gritty, and that way like you just kind of layer that underneath, make it super gritty, and that can act as like a sound design layer, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's a cool tune. You've got some cool songwriting. I wouldn't say there's like a particularly like memorable like melody from this. I wasn't particularly also like closely listening to it, so that could be just like my error. But I think it does jump around a lot and kind of changes a bit much. So I feel like getting to a point where it's like not chaotic, but also like still kind of like not repetitive either, like a good middle ground, and like structuring it nicely would help a lot. But yeah, I mean, this is a really nice tune. I like it a lot. It's a very vibey song. Voyager definitely fits the name. And yeah. Let's go to the next one. We already did Tiamat, so I'm gonna skip you. I'm sorry. Wait, we did, right? Yeah, we did Tiamat before today. I'm gonna do like 2 more, I think, like this one and then another one, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So up next we have Locket Music with Song for a Rainy Day. Let's go. It's a bit slow on the start. Like we are 30 seconds in, right? 35 seconds actually. Correction. And we have a piano and some drums, right? Now, I think it's conveyable. I think this same thing is conveyable in 12 seconds. I think you can have wait, I didn't do no, I did Tiamat, dude. I did Tiamat. I remember because he had like the crazy song. We did Tiamat. Yeah, we like here. Wait, I will literally scroll back and prove it to myself. Wait, hold on. We did Tiamat. I know it for a fact. Wait, did we? Holy fuck! Wait, I'm starting to question myself. Did I do it or not? Wait. Okay, today's the. Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, we did TR Nebula. Fuck. Okay, no, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. I fucked it up. You're right. Fuck. Oops. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my fault. Alright. Tiamat with Moth Pit. Let's go. Sorry, similar names in my head. It's my bad. That's my fault. As a consolation for messing that up, you should do another submission. Maybe mine. Please do mine. I'm fine. Yo, dude, just send me that after the stream. I love your music. Just send me that after the stream. I will gladly listen to it. Sidechain is a bit strong here. That is sick. I think like this is like the borderline too much, but it's like not you're like here and like this is the threshold of how much distortion is like too much in my experience, and you're like here, like you're like almost there, but it's just right. I think you nailed it. Really nice. And it's also like super melodic. Really dope. Okay, I'm not so sure anymore. Now it's just like too chaotic, I think, and like especially when you're switching between sounds like this, like this in this drop it worked because you're not switching between sounds. Like it's just kind of like. Like you're kind of staying on one sound for like long enough to like let it kind of ring out and like make it work. But in this second drop. Like you have like 4 sounds before you get to this actual main bass that you want to get to. And like I don't think that's necessary. I think you should have like 1 or 2 at most, but like you have 4. It's like too many, I think. So it becomes too chaotic as a result, and so that's why I'm not really into this. And especially because like the main bass as well is super loud, and like if you're switching between sounds, then you get that like initial loudness impact too much, and so you don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Weird transition there. I don't know about that. Like it sounds like the drop could continue, but then it goes into like a intro section again, you know? You need to take out some drums, filter some stuff out, like make it calm down before you go into like the intro section, because like okay, I'm going to do another weird example, right? Let's say you're in a situation where you just like, I don't know, fucking drink an energy drink and you're like super like hyped and you're like and then like all of a sudden you have to calm down, so you're not gonna go like like you're not gonna do that. You're gonna like slowly progressively get less and less like excited and until you are like, you know, calmed down. So that being said, what you should be doing probably is like, you know, taking some filters down, make it a bit smoother, and then so instead of going from like you go okay, and now you're relaxed, you know? That's how you do it. This section is also like a bit clipped. I think the mix could be a lot cleaner on this just by turning stuff down. This works. Where's the sub, dude? Where's the sub? You played that for too long. It was weird. Like that sound is like the weird like thing. It didn't have any sub. It was just kind of like stayed on that for too long. You need to have at least either have some sub there or like don't put it in for that long, you know? Yeah, it sounds like the key just changed. Yeah, kind of weird. Okay, yeah, like I'm just getting too many sounds and like I'm just not really following it anymore. Like, I don't know where I am in like song like structure wise. Like I have no idea. I've absolutely no clue where I am. Like, all I know is I'm in a drop, but like I don't know like how far into the drop I am, how like, you know, like where like when is it gonna switch up, like when is beat 1, like I'm just spacing out, and that's not like that's not really what you want. Like it's like it works until like a certain point, because like you need to like make each part identifiable, you know? Like it feels to me like you kind of just don't like switch it up enough to make each part identifiable. Like you have like for this thing, you have like this part of the drop, but like it just doesn't feel structured enough to like to really feel like it's gonna switch up, or like it's, you know, when is what gonna happen, you know. And I definitely think the main thing to take away is just like really like look into structuring, like study the shit out of it and absolutely become a god at it, and like learn how that works, because it's just like too much of like everything going on, like too much of, I don't know, yeah. It's hard to explain, but definitely work on it a bit. Like really do your best to yeah. There's someone singing in the background. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. It's cool ideas wise, but there's too many ideas, and so it becomes super chaotic. So definitely work on it a lot. Be sure to focus the most on getting your structuring figured out and making it nice and like followable, make it nice and easy to understand as a song, and like instead of like kind of just scattering sounds around in a weird way that like it just doesn't really make sense to me, at least. So yeah, that being said, let's go to the next one. And I kind of paused yours in the middle, so yeah, sorry. Right, I was saying with this one, we have like 30 seconds of piano and then like nothing really going on after this. So definitely bring these drums way earlier. Okay, like, dude, I think you could have started the song off here, like right here. Boom, right here. Start the song. It's like nothing happening really. Like it's just. It's like the piano the whole way through, and then like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Angry Nitty. I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit like. Sorry, I just shouldn't be doing this. Getting a bit too harsh on everyone. I'm sorry. There's no sub right now, so try to bring some in. Also, definitely don't pan stuff around like that, because like. That is like really off-putting, especially when you don't already have like much of a stereo field. So far the song is really mono, and then you get to this part and then you pan it around, but that like really threw me off. But yeah, like you need a sub bass, like you need to get this going on, like this kind of you know, like you know, get like a sub like this or something, like. I don't know, something like that. Like just like definitely don't like not have a sub. It's a must have in every song. Never. To quote the legend himself, Rubix, don't ever forget that sub bass. Don't you dare forget the sub bass. It also sounds like you have a limiter on the master, which is causing the mix to sound really weird and like crushed, compressed. You don't want that. Yeah, dude, it's like... It's just like a whole lot of nothing. Like, too much empty space and like, not much happening, especially at such a low tempo. Like, it just like takes too long and it like doesn't grab my attention. We need some risers here if you're doing a build-up. Here we go, some sub bass. Yeah, definitely don't do the panic thing. When you do a fake out like that, I don't think it's like, I don't think you should be doing it that long. That kind of like filtered fake out thing becomes a bit too like dragged on. Like, yeah. Yeah, that panning is really bothering me. Yeah, that's a good point. If you're doing any kind of panning, do it with like one element and one element only, and preferably don't make it a main element. Like do it with like a background element. Like you should never really be hard panning stuff left and right. That's like that's like a big no-no. Yeah. Lock it. I think in general, like this song is like 4 minutes and 4 seconds, right? I think this song could have been conveyed in like 2 minutes and like have the same kind of effect. It just takes too long. It's like really slow and like, especially in like today's music listening like society, you know what I mean? It is detrimental that you get to the point fast because like people like such as myself have short attention spans. So I really wouldn't recommend having a like drop hit like 1 minute 30 in, especially if you're gonna have this long of an intro. Like it just nothing's really happening during these midsections, and like I don't think that's like necessary. So yeah. That being said, last one for today. All right. And up next we have the Plague Doctor with Night Drive Work in Progress. Let's go. One of your favorite songs or one of your favorite artists is Legion? Yes. It's crazy of music. Ooh. That sidechain is too strong, and I wish there was also like some kind of hi-hat. Really cool vibes though. And also like one quick thing is like when you have vocals, never like sidechain them if you're trying to make the vocals like the focus of the song. Especially if it's like with vocal chops or something that's like I would treat that as like a synth, but in this case like your voice is not like a synth. So don't sidechain your vocals because they you want them to stand out from the song, right? And that it would help so much to not sidechain them because then they stand out in the forefront and your drums aren't more important than your vocals. Vibey, but I wish more stuff was happening. Like I wish it didn't take so long to get to like this new section. Like it was kind of a long stretch of the same thing. Also, some ambience would help a lot, like rain or like pads and stuff. And also, those drums are like too loud for this section. Yeah, and like I said, no hi-hats right now, and you definitely need some. It's like... It would help so much. Your vocals are offbeat, and like another thing is like I can't really understand the lyrics or the vocals because they're like so like buried in the mix. Like they need to like stand out, and like you're not. It doesn't really sound like it. Fuck, dude. Sorry. It doesn't really sound like they're trying to stand out. They're just kind of like buried in the mix, like I said, and like add some like OTT to it, like make it louder, make it more in the forefront, and like that way it's so much more like listenable, you know. Like so far in this 1 minute and 53 seconds, I have not understood a single word. So definitely make it more apparent. Oh no, that synth is way too loud. Like, definitely like work on getting like the loudness of all these elements are like not sitting right. Like sometimes it's too loud, sometimes it's too quiet. But like like you need to get it consistent, and like that doesn't mean like get every element to like the exact same decibel amount, but just like this specific like lead, for example, is too loud, and like the drums in like this section ish were like too loud, and like stuff like that. There's just too much high into this, and it's just too forefronty. Yeah, I mean the vibes are lovely, but it definitely like lacks that fundamental element of understandability. I guess I can't really understand the vocals just because it's like so buried in the mix, and that purely comes down to mixing and you know, making space in the mix for your vocals. But anyway, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you everyone for staying in the stream today. Greatly appreciate you. Let's see what's coming up. So this Saturday will be like the last stream for like a little bit because I'm going on vacation, like I said at the beginning of the stream. So there will be an announcement going over that. I'll go more into depth, but yeah. It'll be a theme stream, I think. So that'll be fun. And yeah. That being said, I will see you later. Yeah. Peace out.